All right, welcome back. As we continue number one Cochran Sports Showdown, we're talking about next week's game now. Let's shift ahead, and that would be Tennessee, which is 3-0, and they won today on 6 field goals. It's amazing what's happened with Tennessee, and they're relying on their kicker quite a bit, and Gostkowski has been terrific after a horrid game in his first one. Chris Mueller, I want to talk about that game because you see the Steelers be very stingy defensively against the run. Again today, they limited David Johnson. Now you got one of the best in the business. And Henry is putting up numbers no matter who he plays against. We saw that with Baltimore last year. What is that matchup like specifically in that line of scrimmage?
Well, I think that the problem that Henry presents for really any team, whether they're good defensively or not, but I guess especially if they're not, is that there's not really a formula to stop the guy. He's so powerful on his own. You can try to get him off his spot in the backfield. Okay, that's going to stop any running back. The Steelers, I have looked at this group. Maybe not like the old teams in the 90s or the 2000s or, of course, the Steel Curtain, but this group to me is a speed group. They're flying around. I don't know if they're physical at the point of attack like maybe you would want your team to be to have the best chance of stopping Derrick Henry. So for me, it's keep the Titans in unfavorable situations. Henry's going to get his, I think, in that setting. And try not to let Ryan Tannehill beat you, which still seems like a weird thing to say out loud, but it has happened to enough teams now that you have to actually put it in the game plan. Don't let Ryan Tannehill get going in play action where he is excellent and make big plays down the field.
Guys, I think Mike Tomlin kind of gave away the game plan after that first game and those post-game remarks when they played the Giants that they sold out to stop Saquon Barkley. I think you got to do the same thing here. You got to let Ryan Tannehill try to beat you. Now, he's been pretty good the last, end of last year and so far this year, and especially in the fourth quarter. And I think the Steelers secondary is good enough to handle a guy like Ryan Tannehill. You can't let Derrick Henry beat you. You can't do it. But I know, Bob, you and I disagree on this whole thing. I know it's early in the week and a lot of things can happen, but this is the one that I kind of think that the Steelers potentially could lose going on the road early in the season against a pretty good team.
No, Chris Mack, first of all, Tennessee is good, but I don't think they're as good as people think they are.
Are they as good as Houston?
I thought Houston was going to win that game today, and the reason I did was because of Deshaun Watson, and he was ready to break out, and I thought those receivers hadn't done much, and they were desperate. That's what I thought. And the Steelers secondary has shown that they could be had in zone, especially with, mismatches from linebackers onto wide receivers or running backs. So, that's why I chose them. But Chris Mack, this is going to be a good battle. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be probably as physical a game as you're going to see in the Steelers season.
Well, yeah, and I think we roll up everything you guys just brought up. And when you look at it, I have no problem with Mike Tomlin telegraphing that they're going to sell out to stop the run. They may not limit Derrick Henry to 9 yards on 6 carries or whatever they did to Saquon Barkley, but if they can slow Derrick Henry down enough and, as Chris said, put the game in Ryan Tannehill's hands, as long as they can cover up on those tight ends underneath, which still those underneath routes, those seam routes still seem to be a bugaboo for them, despite the continued development of Devin Bush, because he can't be the only guy underneath covering guys. You still see Vince Williams running downfield next to running backs and wide receivers. If they can limit the damage from the tight ends, I think they'll be okay. And again, put the game in Tannehill's hands, and I think they can sneak out of there. But this is the best chance between now and the bye week, aside from the Ravens game. This is the best chance that they lose one.
And what is Vince Williams doing covering Cooks, one of the fastest guys on the field? I didn't understand that one at all.
It was Melvin Gordon.
I don't think Vince Williams did either. By the way, A.J. Brown is a guy on the Titans. I think people talk about Henry and they talk about Tannehill so much. You've got to watch those wide receivers, too. That's a real skill group there that has a lot of run-after-catch potential. I think there's a lot of ways that the Titans can hurt the Steelers, and they know what their identity is, and they're very well coached, and I think that goes a long way. They don't try to trick themselves as to how they win football games.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to switch gears a little bit. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Pirates, which ended their season with 19 wins and 41 losses, but also some of the things that have developed at the end of the season with Brian Hayes. What are you going to make of 1 month's worth of work? We've seen this before. Is it sustainable? We'll get into it next right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.